Hi there, welcome to Prime Time. I'm Paul Orford, and today I'm here with Edward from Bullion Capital. Now, I was really intrigued to get Edward on because he's not from a derivative or CFD brokerage, from a physical metals brokerage. Is it fair to call it a brokerage? Because you're exchanging making an exchange.
We're a physical bullion dealer.
Yeah.
I think it'd be the right terminology.
So really it's to help you as well, to stop people like me calling you, see if you want a price feed, because it must drive you crazy. But he's got a really interesting story, not only about gold, but himself and how he got into this. So Edward, first of all, what was your background in education like? Was it related to gold in any way?
So I started off studying actually neuroscience and biochemistry, heading with the mindset to become a brain surgeon. Got into university, struggling with my little student loan, decided to become a doorman, totally other side of the industry, very full on, running nightclubs. And actually I realized that I was earning more money, and I was going to come out of university earning more money working in the security industry than I ever was going down that kind of tracker field. And then I guess it's just been a series of events. I left, I traveled the world for a couple of years. I became a diving instructor, I taught diving, amazing lifestyle, but again, not going to buy me a house and build me my castle. And actually I came out to Cyprus because my parents had retired out here, and I got involved in a trading house doing electronics, and we were like some of the first people bringing iPhones to the market, jailbreaking them, shipping them across to the Arab countries, and it was incredibly successful until we had the kind of global financial crisis, which we weathered through, and then we had the Cyprus bail-in catastrophe, and by the end of that I lost the whole shenanigans, 15 staff, right back to zero. I think actually to the point where I was selling some furniture out of my apartment to keep myself afloat, looking for the next opportunity. So I took some, stuffing filler jobs. And during the process, I also managed a portfolio for our family. And I'd been looking to go long on physical gold because there was a lot of counterparty risk in the system at that particular period. And in Cyprus, that's just not possible. There's no gold dealers, there's no gold brokers. So I'd done a lot of research in that kind of area, and I went to an IFX convention actually looking to catch a job maybe into the Forex industry, and I bumped into two gentlemen, our CEO Tom Coughlin, and he had this new platform which was totally revolutionary, and it answered what I was looking for, a system that I could go and buy from the comfort of my own home, real physical metal across the globe. And that kind of got me on, so I joined the company as a salesperson, as a bit of a wild card. They took me on because I don't come from the background, and that one thing led to another. Let's say the business side of me took over, and my acumen from running companies went over, and here we are today. I'm the Chief Operations Officer. The company is highly successful. And I think at the moment, with what's coming in the future, we're offering something of real value, of a real protection, and that's what gets me up every day, is that it's something of real value to people in the forthcoming years. Okay,
so with regards to your platform, when you were in the industry prior to this, was it quite an antiquated way of buying and selling gold then? Because I understand you're aggregating prices, so you make it a lot easier for people like myself, if I want to buy physical gold, to make the process.
So the industry is still very antiquated in their way of dealing. Most people's experience of the gold industry is to go into a brokerage. I'm going to give you an example. In London, you can go into Sharps Pixley, and you can go and buy a physical bar of gold, and you can put it in their safety deposit box, and when you want to sell, you have to turn back up at their shop or maybe phone them and sell. At the end of the day, you're only ever working with them, so you have to take their price. The other asset is, your asset is in the UK. If you take US investors, a lot of them want to own gold. They don't want to hold gold in the US because they had a confiscation. When the Brent windows closed, all gold was confiscated. That's the same story in Germany. The Germans are also big holders of gold. They hold it in Switzerland. Most of the Swiss gold industry has been built by German gold being held in Switzerland.
In what period? Like say 1929 to 45?
Just in that period. Just in that period. Everyone got a tap on the shoulder and got their medal out. The gold in Dubai. Most of the gold in Dubai is held by Indians who are holding it outside of India because of some import taxes and duties there. So most of these markets actually don't speak to each other. It's very rare that gold traders trade across markets. And we saw an opportunity to really disrupt this with technology and offer something else to the client, which was typically a client what says, I want to buy gold in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
How do you know who's a good broker in Hong Kong? You don't. So you need to shop around, do your research, maybe find 3 or 4 different dealers, call them up, find out their system, how much you can buy your metal for. Imagine that was all done for you. So we have a platform that allows clients to do exactly that. They can go on, pick their hub, they get aggregated pricing from all the local market participants. So if typically when a market participant or a liquidity provider has too much liquidity, what they'll do is they'll push out their spread on their price, so it'll be unattractive for people to sell to them. By aggregating, there'll always be other market participants coming in. So we offer this solution in 7 countries across the world, all US dollar denominated for gold, silver and platinum.
Okay, so like when you buy a house, for example, always hard to sell, very illiquid market. So with yourself, it makes it a very liquid market with metals.
Yeah. I mean, the gold turnover market is one of the most liquid markets in the world.
All right, cool. So what he's actually done for us today is bring us some nice samples here. So I'll let you describe one.
Yeah. Well, I thought I'd bring in some physical because most people, they say, oh, I trade gold or I see gold, and it's just a price on a screen. And there's some differences when you actually come down to have metal in your hand. So I brought in a coin here because this is kind of the smallest. This isn't a 1 ounce coin. This is an Australian coin. It has a face value of $1. So this is a very retail product, and most people would buy this and have it, delivered to their home or give it to their kids or put it in their home cent. So when you're buying a product like this, you'll have the spot price, but you'll also have a premium. And that premium is the manufacturing work that went into producing this coin. So that can be, $5, $6 over spot. So currently in Australian dollars at the moment, let's just turn it into US. We're trading at just 15 and some change. You might pay $20 for this particular product for the ounce. Then we start having silver bars. So they come in 2 kind of formats. This is a kilo silver bar, and this is a 10 ounce bar. The difference is this is a cast bar. What that means is they've poured the metal into a cast, as you've kind of seen in the movies. The hot bar, it cools down and it's done. On the other side, what they do is they pour this metal into a long tray and it goes through a roller. So it basically forms a long strip. And as that strip goes through, pieces are punched out of that strip. So they're perfectly uniform and they also look a lot kind of nicer shaped. Now what's interesting, I've also brought, this is a 10 ounce bar. So currently what I look at $150 and about a $600 piece of silver. I've brought in a gold bar.
Now here's the daddy.
So currently trading, there's about 14,000 US dollars, just over 14,000 US dollars. This is also a 10 ounce bar. So you can see the difference in the size. The weights are the same, but the density. And people will always be surprised when you're given physical gold in their hand, a kilo bar or a 10 ounce bar, how dense and how heavy that is to hold.
Just so the viewers can see this, it's a lot different to the silver is holding it over lunch. Edward, look over there a second. No, but that's like you can always smell the quality on that.
And it has, I mean, you can see this bar has been out. I mean, the viewers can't see probably, but it's getting a little bit tarnished. Gold never tarnishes. So you can throw this in the ocean. You can come back in 5,000 years, pull it out, and it will still look this shiny. You'll just wipe a bit of moss off it, and it will look that shiny.
All right, cool. So is there a stereotypical customer who comes to you?
For Bullion Capital, in our particular business, we tend to deal with high net worth clientele, or in Australia we have a big following of what's called self-managed pension funds. There tends to be people take a kind of nibble into gold and they'll go to a typical retail brokerage and they'll buy some coins and they'll have those delivered to their house. We get more the high net worth clients, some institutional, a couple of family office, because they're buying a hedge on gold and they've thought through a lot of, it's a well-educated client that's come to us. They understand counterparty risk, they understand having something outside of the banking system, they understand the issues of liquidity. This is a long-term hedge, not a speculation. There's a lot better ways to go out and speculate in the gold market. You can buy junior miners, you can go buy CFDs and use leverage. This is really a long-term wealth hedge on preserving your wealth.
All right, cool. And what's the best way for the viewers or potential clients to contact you?
Via our website.
Okay, cool. All right, well, look, we're going to make a second show in a moment. okay, which more goes into like the history of gold, why gold is more applicable today than ever before, especially the past 20 years with the current situation, the banking system, etc. So thanks, Edward. We'll be back in a second, and stay tuned. All right, cheers. Bye bye.